Council.
We're live now. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I declare this meeting of Glamorgan Spring Bay Council held on Tuesday the 10th of December 2024 open at 2 p.m.
The Glamorgan Spring Bay Council acknowledges the traditional owners of our region and recognises their continuing connection to land, waters and culture. We pay our respects to their elders past and present.
Thank you. Welcome councillors and staff to this meeting. Present in the chamber today we have Councillor Woods, Councillor Young, Councillor Churchill, Councillor Edwards, Councillor Gregson, Councillor Martini. There are no apologies. There are no apologies. There is a leave of absence approved for Deputy Mayor Michael Simons at agenda item 1.2. In attendance, we have the Acting General Manager, Mr. Peter Porge, Director of Planning and Development, Mr. Alex Woodward, Director of Corporate and Community, Mr. Lise Blaine, and our Executive Officer, Mrs. Kerr. Agenda item 1.4, I believe we have a late agenda item. Thank you, General Manager. So I need a motion to accept.
Yep.
Thank you, Councillor
Thank
Woods.
you, Mayor. I'll move that council, now I've got to get the wording right, accepts the late agenda item 2.2 in the confidential part of the agenda.
Thank you. Do I have a seconder? Councillor Edwards, thank you. I'll put the motion. All those in favour? Those against? It's carried unanimously. Thank you. Agenda item 2 is the confirmation of minutes. The ordinary meeting of council on the 26th of November. There is a recommendation on page 5. Councillor Young, thank you.
I move the minutes of the ordinary meeting of council held on 26 November 2004 at 2 p.m. be confirmed as a true and correct record.
Councillor, thank you for your motion, but I have missed agenda item 1.5, which is the declaration of interest on conflict. So could we put your motion on hold just for a moment
I'll be happy with that,
while we
Madam
deal
Mayor.
with 1.5? So as Chair, I request elected members to indicate whether they have any interest personally or via a close associate as defined in section 49 of the Local Government Act 1993, or 2, any conflict as described in the Model Code of Conduct for Councillors in any item included in the agenda. No declarations, thank you. Now, Councillor Young, we'll move to your motion at agenda item 2.1.
Do you want me to repeat it again or not?
I think it will be acceptable if we. Do I have a seconder to Councillor Young's motion? Councillor Edwards, thank you. Councillor
I
Gregson.
might have to amend the motion or correct it's on page 8 of the hard copy, and it's to do with Tuesday's workshop, the 19th of November 2024 at the Swansea Town Hall. And under apologies, it's got Councillor Kenneth Gregson due to a medical problem. I attended for about 90% of that time, and I've got a number of witnesses here today, and I just correct that, or
Yep. We can note that, Councillor Gregson, that's fine. There's no need for an amended motion. We will note that. Thank you. I'll put the motion. All those in favour? Those against? It's carried unanimously. Thank you. Agenda item 2.2 is the date and purpose of workshops held. That is a recommendation on page 6. Councillor Edwards, thank you.
I move the council notes the information.
Thank you. Is there a seconder? Councillor McLean, thank you. I'll put the motion. All those in favour? Those against? It's carried unanimously. Thank you. Agenda item 3.1 is the questions on notice. There are none listed. And agenda item 3.2 is questions without notice. General Manager, I understand we don't have any questions without notice. Thank you. So So, agenda item 4 is the planning section. Due to the timing of this meeting, there are no planning authority section matters. That applies to agenda item 5, the financial reports. Again, due to timing of this meeting, there are no reports. There are nil reports of section 24 committees. That's the agenda item 6. Agenda item 7, we have a report from the Director of Works and Infrastructure, Mr. Porch. There is a recommendation on page 16. Councillor Edwards?
I move that council notes the information.
Thank you. Is there a seconder? Councillor McQueenie, any questions or comments? Councillor Edwards, thank you.
Yeah, I was just, two things. One was I had a discussion with acting GM Porch, a couple of weeks ago. The Swansea with the, I was talking to a builder up there who'd got a skip bin in, done the right thing, had it taken away. It was left with half a trailer load of builder's waste in his 6x4 trailer, and then was, what do I do with it? So he was being faced with the option of driving to Hobart to get rid of half a trailer load of builder's waste. So through the discussions with acting GM Porch, we talked about maybe the possibility of putting a skip bin there for those situations. And as the builder said to me, I don't care if it's expensive, it's a lot cheaper than taking a day to drive to Hobart and back. I was wondering if that had progressed.
Through you, Madam Mayor, we had a discussion with the works manager about space at the transfer station, that the bins that are there are placed so that you can put things into them, that we do not take commercial waste at those centres generally, and that there are other providers who can provide small skip bins for commercial operations, which are reasonably priced, and they can have them emptied at their leisure and not on a regular basis. So there are alternatives for it. It will be difficult for us to supply the same service at all of the 4 locations, again, largely because of space. Secondly, because people then got to lift things up and over the top, which is not an ideal scenario. So I've communicated back to the particular individual that his options are at this stage to go to the commercial market and see about getting a skip bin for his business.
Fair enough. I do think that something else needs to be done though, because it's not really a great solution. And my second point is I did question the acting GM sanity and suggested that he go and have some drug and alcohol testing, because it does say in here under grant funded, Bicheno Triangle contract awarded. That's been going on for I think just when Noah finished the arc, he started on that, and it appears that something may be happening.
Through you, Madam Mayor, the stars have aligned.
It's just amazing.
Yes, I know.
And a very pleasing outcome.
And I can report back that the acting GM Porch passed every test with flying colours, just before rumours start.
Councillor McQueenie.
Just further to that question there, through you to the acting general manager, can you just give a bit of information on the timelines around that and what's expected to be built or developed first? Triangle.
Certainly, to you, Madam Mayor. The project is centred on a building which includes public amenities. That building is the centrepiece of the triangle. That is the piece that will be constructed as a part of this contract. It leaves opportunity to develop other elements of the design around the park, a couple of other smaller buildings at later stages. That we'll be able to deliver that centrepiece building as a part of this contract. The builder is seeking to start as soon as he finishes some other works that he's got on the go at the moment, with the intent that is fully complete before the end of the financial year.
Lovely, thank you.
Any other questions or comments, Councillor Gregson?
Yes, good, Mayor. On page 14, it refers to rental properties in Swansea, minor maintenance being carried out. Whereabouts are those rental properties in Swansea, please?
Through you, Madam Mayor, I believe that's the Rectory,
Oh, it's only one.
or Rectory Street, sorry.
Yes, yes. So there's only one then. There's only one.
I think there's a couple of properties. I'd have to seek the detail and can provide you with that detail at a later
They
date.
did. And the second question is, and I'm sure your sister Jill and Brent will be very pleased with this, that Jubilee Park, could you let me know that it's at Swansea on page 13? And also Gatehouse Toilets at in 1200 brackets, please.
Certainly, councillor.
Thank you.
Thank you, councillor Gregson.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? Councillor Churchill.
Yeah, just by way of comment on the annex at the hall at Coles Bay, progressing really well. I had the good fortune of having a look at it a week or so ago, and it looks like it's going to be quite amazing. And the within a couple of months, I think they're up to the painting it internally at the moment, so it shouldn't be too far away. Is that correct?
No, it's very close to completion up there, which is great. And the good news about that is it's the same builder who will be doing the triangle. So we know from experience that he gets in and gets the job done.
Good.
That's a good start. Any other questions or comments in relation to this report? Nothing further? I'll put the motion. All those in favour? Those against? Unanimously, thank you. There are no reports at agenda item 8. There are no motions at agenda item 9. There are no petitions at agenda item 10. Agenda item 11 is the councillors' questions on notice by councillors. There are nil questions on notice. 11.2 is comments or statements. Councillor Woods.
Thank you, Mayor. Firstly, I'd like to wish everyone a happy Christmas. Stay safe, drink heaps and eat heaps. Secondly, just for information purposes and also for Jazz to get organised, on the 3rd of January I'll be getting married. So my name will be changing from Woods to Walker, and just get you organised, ready for next year, Jazz. Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes, council officer, congratulations on your forthcoming wedding.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Councillor McWethy.
Yeah, look, just quickly on that Christmas tree that Councillor Woods, talked about, letting everybody know that if you're in the Spring Bay area, the Christmas movie is on tonight at the Tivoli. It's an attempt to engage community with a good old time favourite. Also, I had the pleasure to attend the Career Expo, and whilst there, I actually had a moment to step into and onto and up into the grader,
Oh.
which I understand is going to be in the Christmas parade. Is that right?
Yes.
And if you need a driver,
Are we volunteering, Councillor McWethy? Are we?
fantastic one. And you know, it's going to be a wonderful event. That whole parade. So ending up at the Oval with songs and the like. So. Thanks to the community for doing that, but I also would like to note that Christmas is a tricky time for other people who may not have those with them or may be ill, and just would encourage people if you're in a position to reach out to somebody and enjoy the season.
Thank you. Any other comments or statements? Councillor Gregson.
I'll start off with mulch, wood chip mulch. I believe that, through the Mayor, of course, I believe what people are saying now is if you're in a fire-prone zone, not to use wood chip mulch because it can be a very easy, mulch to really set fire during a bushfire. So they're saying use something else and not wood chips because around the house would be completely fire. Just like to note that. Also, I'd like to thank Mr. Woodward for his dutiful service since I've been on council, and your help and friendship. And that's all the best with your future career. Yes. And, yes. And also, and fellow councillors, I've only been on the council for 10 months, so I'm a newbie here. But I'd like to thank the fellow councillors, the executive, and the council staff for being so amenable. And also, I particularly like to thank one person who's been very, very patient, kind and tolerant for new council, and that Mrs. Kerr over here. And also, I picked up a copy of Sea Speak, which is the summer edition at the IGA Tribunal, and I can't find it on the website. So, yeah.
I'm pretty confident it is there, councillor
Right,
Buckles.
yeah, I just had a look last night and I was having a
Yeah,
look at it. And also, I was very pleased to see in the aforesaid Sea Speak newsletter that the Australia Day ceremony at Swansea on the 25th of January is open to the public. So that's a really good thing that I did advocate at one stage. And would council contemplate the Spring Bay Suicide Prevention Network Incorporated to speak at one of our workshops for next year? Could that be arranged? Because they're quite keen to address council on that, so to notify.
That under consideration.
Right, good, thank you. And yeah, that's my lot, I think. Thank you.
Thank you for your kind words to staff. Councillor Gregson, that is certainly endorsed by council. Councillor Young.
Madam Mayor, through you, if I can ask a question of Councillor Gregson. When is your next letter to the paper going to be published?
Well, that would depend on a number of editors. I don't know, which page do you?
Councillors, could I remind you that this is a formal meeting of council and there is therefore, this is introducing new information.
Should be announced.
Any other questions? Any other comments? Nothing further? Thank you. Agenda item 12 is the confidential item closed session in accordance with the requirements of the Local Government Meeting Procedure Regulations 2015. As Mayor, I declare the meeting closed to the public in order to discuss the following matters. Minutes of closed session of Council on the 26th of November, personnel matter and the late agenda item that's listed at 2.2. Thank you.
Yes, I move that council moves into closed session at 2:17. That's a
Thank you.
record.
Thank you, councillor Woods. Councillor McQueenie seconded. Thank you. I'll put the motion. All those in favour? Those against? It's carried unanimously. Thank you. Thank you. And we'll just wait for Mrs. Kerr to advise when recording is ceased.